Hello and welcome back to Module 3. We're going to talk about everything planning for your business. Everybody knows that they need to do this, but quite often it's very difficult to decide how to do it. So I have a method that I have stolen from the project management world. It's not my method. I can't take credit for it. But it is one of the best things that I think you can do for your business. And using this technique will ultimately help you. This obviously supports your productivity against your strengths. We all know it's important. We all know we have to book time out for family activities, and that balancing your 9 to 5 job, your side business that you want to build, your family, and all the demands that come with them, it's not easy. It's really hard, actually. And plus, in your business, you have to be everything, not only the expert in your field, but you also have to behave like a CEO, questioning yourself constantly. Are you doing the right thing? Are you on the right track? When are you going to do that by? But also behaving like a marketing strategist, where you decide where to market your things, how to do that. You've got to learn all these different tools. I mean, there's just so much. It is so rewarding for your personal development to go through this process, but it's hard. So I'm going to introduce you to a method that I use, and hopefully it helps you. Right, this is obviously planning is about developing a roadmap. It's about understanding what your vision is, understanding what your goals are, when you're going to do those particular goals. But it's one thing to say, I'm going to do this goal. You have to break that particular goal down into actions that you're going to complete. And this comes with understanding what your timelines are for that particular goal. Is that goal dependent on something else being done beforehand? You have to prioritize things properly. You also have to set yourself milestones, like launching the website. There's a whole bunch of stuff to do before you launch a website. And just thinking about what niche you have to go into or what you're going to do and all of that stuff. There's a lot of things to set up before you actually launch your website. So that might be one milestone. Then your next milestone might be your first sale. You've got to celebrate these milestones. And then your next one might be your first tax return. I don't know what your milestones are, but they are points within your journey that you stop and you celebrate. And that's really important because we don't pat ourselves on the back enough. And I think that's very important. The last point to be considering when you're doing planning, deadlines. You've got to give yourself a deadline. You've got to stick to it. And it is so hard because I don't know about you, but there's I have one of those good and evil pixies or angels or whatever they are on my shoulders, and the one's like, yeah, but it's your deadline, you set it so you can change it. That's the evil one. And the other one's like, be a good girl, make sure you did it on time, you promised yourself you would do it, so you should do it. And I've got to say, the devil wins, but I'm working on it, as we all do. So, what is a plan? How do you develop one? How do you even go about deciding all of this? Well, we have talked about in the previous module about having a vision, how to create goals. There is another thing about mission statement, which I will go through in another time. But you need to understand which goals you're going to go after that will support your vision and what those tasks are, and break it down. And that's what we're going to get into now. I'm going to first of all talk about the planning process, and then let's just get on with it. So I want to talk about Scrum. Let me move myself out of the way so you can see down the bottom here. It's not letting me. I'll move myself later if it lets me. So the Scrum methodology is just like it sounds. If you know rugby at all, it's the Scrum in rugby where everybody's joined together and there's a ball in the middle and they're all trying to use their bodies and their feet to get that ball, the goal, to move. Now, it's specifically referenced in a team perspective, but there is absolutely no reason why you, as a solopreneur or somebody trying to build and grow your team, can't use the same principles. The most important thing, if you could take anything away from this lesson, is something called the sprint. It's a fixed time period. 2 weeks. 2 weeks is my absolute goal, during which specific tasks are taken. I prefer 2 weeks. You can do it for a month, but 2 weeks for me is more realistic, because quite often I don't get invitations for my kids' birthday parties with only 2 weeks' notice or a week's notice. And that's fine. But that's my life and that's the reality of things. And if I have to take kids to a birthday party or take time out of my day to do other things, make plans, social arrangements, whatever it is, then 2 weeks is realistic, I feel. A month, almost like you put it off for 2 weeks and then you get to the middle of the month and you're like, holy crap, I need to do this. So the sprint is a 2-week time frame that you dedicate a certain amount of tasks to doing. If you just implement that and only that, then you've already started planning. What you would do is use the spreadsheet to take one of the goals, make that your sprint goal, and then break down the tasks. And I will give you a weekly planner so that you can download this, you write it out, however you store information to do this. So the Scrum principle is made up of these different events. So the first is the sprint. It's the 2-week time period that you give yourself to do stuff in. The sprint planning, this is you sitting down and actually writing. I mean, usually it's going to be a Monday. It can be any day that you start your week with. So if you work on your business on a Saturday, maybe you want to do planning on Friday night or Saturday morning, whatever it is, wherever you start that time period for you, that's when you do your planning and you dedicate an hour to it, writing down everything that you're going to accomplish within those 2-week period. Then daily Scrum is just something where you're checking in, making sure that you're going to achieve those things on the day. What did I achieve that day, yesterday? Did I achieve everything? Didn't I achieve everything? What went well? What didn't go well? You need to ask yourself these questions every single day as you move across your 2-week sprint. At the end of the sprint, you will have a review with yourself or with your VA or whoever your team is to assess what you got done and discuss what can be improved for next time. And this is the sprint review. And the last one is the retrospective. What do you learn? What don't you learn? I have to add, with the sprint review, you also want to have something to show. So it can't be to develop a goal. It has to be something you've physically done for your business. It has to be something that you can show your husband or your partner, your spouse, whoever. You can show them and that it makes sense to them. Look, this is what I did last 2 weeks in my business. I made a product. I made 3 products. I made 10 products. You have to talk about what went well or didn't go well. These two can be done at the same time, but in a traditional, purist Scrum sense, you would separate them out, because one is about the products that you developed for your business and the other one is about your processes, what went well, what didn't go well. This process is exactly how you are going to take your goals and turn them into actionable tasks. This is what you need to implement as a standard approach to your work, achieving things within a two-week timescale. Good luck. I hope that helps. If you need anything, please do reach out. I can help describe, explain anything you need. Thank you very much for listening.